Congratulations, you have been approved for the FlexBase Business Credit Card. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel. So for today's video, I wanted to share some quick data points on a recent credit card approval I was able to get on the business side. This is the FlexBase Business Credit Card. I was able to get approved for $125,000. And so I did a full review. If anyone's interested in seeing that review, I've dropped a link down below. Now, I did want to share kind of how this card works. So this is a business card, so you will need a business entity in order to apply for this particular card. Now, the way it works, I like to think of this kind of similar to like the American Express Plum card. Now, pretty much how it works, let's say, it's June, right? So from the 1st to the 15th, that's one billing cycle. And then from the 16th to the end of the month, that's the second billing cycle. So let's say you're making transactions from June 1st through the 15th. So on the 15th, your statement cycle closes. So the total of all the transactions you made within that first 15 days is going to be due, or 60 days after the end of the statement cycle. So then you would have to pay off the balance in full by August 15th in order to avoid interest charges. So any balance that you carry beyond that 60-day grace period, that's when the 24% APR kicks in, and that's going to be applied to the balances that are not paid after that 60-day period after the billing cycle. So theoretically, you almost have close to 75 days in total to pay the balance off in full, assuming that you make your purchases on the first of the month. So let's say you had a big expense you wanted to put on your business and you paid it on the first, you charged it on the first, you would basically have until the end of the statement cycle when the 60 days would begin. So now right here, it says zero interest applies if the full balance is paid within 60 to 74 day grace period. Interest is charged when the full balance is not paid within the grace period. And pretty much the way to think about it, so this has sort of like a rolling statement period where every 15 days it's like a new statement. So I was able to get approved for $125,000. Absolutely no hard credit check whatsoever. Now, in terms of other data points, they do request that you submit some financials. So basically what I did, I just went into QuickBooks, downloaded a balance sheet and a P&L statement year to date. That's pretty much all I had to submit. And of course, through the normal application process, you do have to connect through Plaid. They check and analyze your banking activity. And then it takes, I would say, probably a week or so for you to get an approval. And again, that's subject to verification of all of your business information. Now, one thing I wanted to clarify is that this is not like a traditional charge card. I don't actually know what to really call this because it's really unique with the rolling statement cycles. It's not quite a charge card because you can revolve a balance, although I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because you're going to be paying 24% APR on any balances that you carry, or at least that's the APR that I got. Now, of course, I would never plan on revolving balances. I think the 60 days to pay the balance off in full is plenty of time to, deploy that into your business and be able to turn that money over. So I think this is a game changer in terms of being able to leverage for business. I mean, for a lot of business owners, 60 days and potentially as much as 75 days to pay the balances off with no interest is an absolute game changer. That's plenty of time to have the money working within your business to be able to pay it back. So I highly recommend FlexBase. Again, this is somewhat of a new fintech company, but they seem to be giving out really high limits. I was able to get $125,000. I know someone else who was able to get $190,000. So they seem to be extremely generous. And this actually might be a game changer because I think it has a lot of utility. It's not like a lot of these traditional charge cards where it's like a net 30, you have to pay it off in full. This one, you get up to 60 days after the end of the statement cycle with no interest. And if you do decide to carry the balance beyond that 60-day grace period, you're just going to get hit with a high APR, but it's not technically a charge card, so to speak.